Hello, Hojoz here. Welcome back to the 5th season of Cedara fighting competition. Today, for our first match, we have the HC Charmander Mark 11 B1 and the HCMS Float Boat Mark 3 against the Psi NDF-1 Namiyari and Psi NP-1 Kame by Sturmhauke. Now, this looks to be a very cool matchup as these are both quite tiny aircraft. If you want to know my predictions, well, I guess we'll have to go to the C then, and to the CFC logo. And with the matchup for the first match complete, I want to address something real quick. Now, I was told that the previous episode of the Cedara fighting competition had a little bit of a rendering issue, a little bit of a viewing issue, where it became really pixely right up until 40 minutes and 40 seconds into the video. Now, I have totally no idea how that happened, but I'm blaming YouTube. So if this video is still as shitty as the last one in the beginning part, then it's obviously my rendering software and I need to switch from Movie Maker to something else or something. But since this also happened to PFC, the pixelation in the first part of the video thing, I'm going to assume that it's YouTube for now. Anyway, today you have the Charmander versus the Namiyari. If I'm honest here, I think the Namiyari is going to win. I mean, obviously, it's probably the better aircraft. It has 2 Gauss. It also has all of the missiles. And, well, Charmander is Charmander. So I'm not really expecting much from it. But, yeah. Now that we have the predictions settled, let's deploy them both. Get the radar going on the Psi NP-1 Kame. These are just very Japanese sounding names. And then the floatboat's radar somewhere here, yeah, is tucked away. It is hidden. So yeah, now that everything is deployed, let's get this shit on the way. Charmander is up. Let's see how the Namiyari is doing. I should have deployed an extra thing. Alright. I have a quick save enabled, so no worries. You can just try again. Oh, by the way, I didn't set my timer. Oopsie doopsie. I'm just going to add like 3 minutes to it. There we go. I'm going to just add 3 minutes to my timer. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because it's still loading in. PRE is still loading in. Ah well, let's see if this goes alright, and it does. So we can also deploy you real quick, and get the engines going. And then enable both the radars, like so. On board the Charmander. And I quite simply try again. So. Looks like both have taken off and are not registering as splashed. So that's a very good sign. The Charmander is flying towards the Namiyari though, although I have no doubt that they will be separating away from each other once they both get up to altitude, which, as shown, Charmander is separating from the Namiyari. So, I was right all along. No concerns yet. Looks like it's going to go well. Set a procedure. Just about 2 kilometers to go here. 1 kilometer now. Namiyari accelerating again. And it's time to start. Both boats have engaged their guard mode. And they're both turning towards each other. It's looking good so far. Let's see when they engage with their AIM-120s. It is actually the Charmander trying to engage with AIM-9 first, so I suspect that those AIM-120s aren't going to see any use. Oh wow! You know, I suspect that simply because of the fact that the Charmander was trying to deploy AIM-9s on the Namiyari's ass, that it quite simply couldn't focus on deploying its own missiles. And that should be the float boat disabled. Yeah, that looks very much disabled. So that's a quick round 1 victory for the Namiyari. As I said, I don't expect anything but the Namiyari to win here. But that was quite dominant. The Charmander couldn't even be bothered to dodge the missiles, which is very weird. But that's probably because it was still trying to lock with AIM-9s. Basically, it means that the Namiyari is quite untouchable when it comes to trying to lock on with missiles. Which isn't the thing that I've said, ever. and it leaves me quite impressed. Because AIM-9s, they lock on to heat signals, so the amount of engines the Namiyari has, surely it should be easy for those AIM-9s to lock. But apparently they don't. Very nice design there. Can't emphasize that enough. Radar enabled. Twice on this one. Radar enabled. Switch to Namiyari. And start the conversion. Very simple setup procedure, of course. Namiyari takes off first. Now it's the Namiyari taking off toward the Charmander, while the Charmander doesn't look like it was taking off towards the Namiyari. Very interesting takeoff patterns from these two. Namiyari turning away from the Charmander, and it will surely be the Charmander turning away from the Namiyari, which it is doing right now. Let's see if it can get past the Namiyari's very sneaky, non-lockable craft skills. And maybe even get something going on the Kame, so that we can get an accurate image of what air defenses are like on the Kame. Anyway, we're starting right now. Both craft turning, and will be trying to lock with AIM-120s. You know, I reckon it's probably because he concealed his engines completely in a shroud here. Which is why it could be hard to lock with 9s. As it sends both 120s. I believe so, yes, it has. And it has also sent its AIM-9s. But it doesn't look like that was necessary. I saw some explosions again. And the Charmander has completely lost its front end this time. So it shall be very easy for the Namiyari to gun down the Charmander, since the Charmander now has a weight, central mass of lift issue. And there goes the first part on the Charmander. Doesn't look quite healthy. It looks like it was one of the wings. it could have also been one of the yaw surfaces. Anyway, it doesn't look to be going too well for the Charmander here. Namiyari again trying to gun down the Charmander. And it's probably going to hit. There it has hit again. It has taken out 2 of the engines. It is doing a bit of a freaky dance though. And it looks like the Kame is helping out with air defenses on the Charmander. Which looks to be very much disabled. Let's be honest here, this Charmander isn't going to do much. So the only thing it can do is distract the Namiyari. Hope that it won't do a weird thing with its missile deployment. Or well, hope that it will do a weird thing with its missile deployment. And somehow make it so that the Namiyari isn't able to win. Because Floatboat's probably going to get fucked by the amount of hellfires this thing is able to fire. Some more gunfire. That I have noticed with these crimes from the ASC is that they really tend to overroll a lot. Well, it's also a pattern with the crowds from RR and Inter, so it's probably just a competitive craft issue that makes them completely fucked on my computer, because I have no doubt that they are running fine and without any issues on their computer. And I mean, they are running fine here as well. The rolling issue isn't compromising it one bit, as it is gunning down the Charmander slowly but surely, expending a lot of its GAU ammo. The only hope for Team Charmander will now be that the Namiyari won't unleash as much of a barrage on its boat than what we have seen in the previous round. And it will maybe be able to survive and possibly get a shot off on the Namiyari before it gets gunned down. Though it looks like Namiyari isn't really interested in engaging right now. Oh, it is turning now. The oh, it's actually there. Oh, it's firing on the splashdown Charmander, and this is exactly what the floatboat needs in order to hopefully survive. All these hellfires being wasted on essentially a dead target, and then some more ammo being wasted as well. Perhaps the floatboat can take this one home somehow. Floatboat here, just chilling. Namiyari coming in slowly. Of course, is going to try and search for the floatboat soon with its targeting hull. Roughly a kilometer out from searching right now. It will be locking right about now. Will be trying to lock, and it has. And there go the remaining hellfires. Now it's only to hope that the floatboat can repel this. Which doesn't look like it, since it didn't even fire any of its guns. Well, again a very dominant victory from the Namiyari, secured by the fact that the Charmander was still focusing on firing its A9s as compared to dodging the incoming fire of the missiles. I mean, the AI should be realizing that obviously the missiles are a larger issue than you not being able to lock onto the aircraft, but that's maybe even something that they can't fix. So let's refrain from having any negative commentary on that. Third round then, it's a solid 2-0 for the Namiyari, taking out pretty much everything without ever taking damage. Neither has its boat ever taken damage. So yeah, looking good so far for the Namiyari. Probably one of the title contenders here. Along with the Kame, of course. Let's just call them Team Japan, because these are very Japanese names. It's pretty curious to me why, as to why the float boat wasn't able to engage there. Although it probably wouldn't have made any difference to the result. Because there were 4 Acorn missiles where I've only seen boats being able to repel a maximum of 3 at a time, so it was probably fucked either way. I wonder if I would have shrouded the engines on the Charmander, whether that would have helped with engagement range. But well, one can only wonder now that evidently we have had a lot of issues with Charmander trying to engage missiles while it really can't, and it should be giving up. All this you are fine, but I don't really care. Perhaps it's also the A9s being stuck because they're too close to other objects. But as I said, one can only rumor. These aircraft haven't been tested much, and well, hey, that's odd. Why are you already firing? Oh, it was already able to lock. So maybe the Charmander is able to stand more of a chance now. Although actually no, because it couldn't be bothered to dodge the missiles again. Why is it not dodging the missiles? Big question. I am so confused by that. It simply cannot be bothered to dodge any of the missiles. And so it will be a very easy victory for the Namiyari, undoubtedly, since the Charmander will not even be able to hold back this barrage of missiles. We'll kill 1 or 2, but then, of course, these 2 will get it, and we'll take it out completely. So, it's a Namiyari winning on basically the fact that the Charmander couldn't be bothered to dodge anything. Which, why Charmander? Let's ask questions later, because it probably was an entry that was inferior to the Namiyari when it would have come to doing anything besides firing missiles. Primarily gunfighting. So yeah, it is probably a very deserved victory for the Namiyari, and not one that I'm surprised by. Let's go on to the next matchup, which will hopefully be more interesting. And for our second match today, we have the CE Andromeda Asari Mark III and the HCMS IIN by me versus the Zircon HST IIN and the BNS Antwerpia by Willius. Warning, this is going to be a very long battle, and I'm going to start out very annoyed as I struggled for 15 minutes getting this one set up. As a result, the Zircon has to sacrifice 4 to 8 Hellfires every battle. Very sorry for that. If you want a rematch, simply let me know in the comments down below, Willius. And now with the second matchup known, you're probably wondering what my predictions are for this battle. And well, here we have an airframe most famous for not being able to dodge missiles that well, and not really having the yaw control needed, versus another ASC entry. So I mean, it's fairly obvious that the another ASC entry is gonna win. Although it might be closer than the Charmander, who knows. Come on, mate! You KSP, you should be recognizing that the craft named the Zircon HST IIN isn't splashed and has its engines enabled, because this graphic clearly says that it's not splashed, and it has its engines enabled. But apparently KSP doesn't think so, clearly disagrees, and says, no JPEG, this aircraft should be down in the fucking drink, because it doesn't have an engine enabled. My goodness, KSP, my fucking goodness. They are enabled. Look at the... Yeah, see, they are enabled. So, I am quickly... Why... And that is what I'm making of this. I'm sorry, mate, but this is the only way I can make it work. I hope those were sacrificial. Because if they weren't, you're in a damn big trouble right now. And that is legitimately the only way I can make you work. So don't complain, please. Sort yourself out. You've both taken off. Please, for God's fucking sake, sort yourself out. Okay then. I'm cutting that out. I'm cutting all those attempts out. And you are clearly going to be mystified as to why I'm so very, very annoyed. Trust me, there's going to be a blooper reel, simply because of this one. Okay then, Antwerpia, please. Oh, I totally messed your beginning up, but so has the Andromeda Asari. It has messed its beginning up. So, because I'm so very annoyed, I'm not even going to try and reattempt that. I'm just... The fuck, KSP. Okay. A120's deploying. Andromeda Asari clearly not that bothered. That one nearly hit. The Andromeda Asari has dodged everything successfully, but is now getting into the grips of the Antwerpia, which is shortly boat of the Zircon, and the Zircon is turning on it. So, here are my expectations. It's not got long to live. I mean, it's a very big toilet, so it hasn't got long to live at all. And there goes some parts. It has lost some of its wing. Another bit has just exploded. But it's not the engines are fine. So what exploded? Did it just... It murdered itself! This aircraft is tested, I guarantee you. I've tested this. This has never happened, and somehow it's happening. Goddamn. Please, Turian. Redeem this. Entire attempt at no. Nah. It didn't feel like redeeming the entire attempt at being CFC. My goodness! These fucking aircraft! This is the worst fucking matchup I've ever done. In my career, ever. Seriously. I've never done a battle that is going as horrendously as this. That's coming from someone who had his entire aircraft arsenal destroyed by friendly fire at one point, has most of its aircraft lost in the current version of KSP due to post-missile flying disorder. I've never seen anything more annoying than this. And the point I'm getting across here is that I've clearly seen some annoying shit. And this isn't as annoying to me. Come on, aircraft. Please. Just do the thing. And do the thing just as I want you to. Oh, but please. Oh, but would you please? So it's going to use those again. And the Zircon is now taken off. It's taken off fine. So it's time to go on board with the Andromeda Asari this time. I have no fucking idea why that A9, whatever it fired, exploded, because it clearly shouldn't have, because everything was at the frontmost part of the way. My frustrations are very apparent. They are legitimate, and you should accept them. I cannot even. This aircraft is literally just very near to the Andromeda. Okay, now that I've cried out my frustration, resume the battle. We must. Oh, jeez. Jesus Christos. Oh. 120 fired, it has to dodge. 9 fired, it has to dodge. It's dodging, alright. Nothing hits, but it is struggling now with the part that it does have missiles on one side of the aircraft, and it clearly makes one side of the aircraft heavier than the other. It's really going to struggle. And it's going to even struggle so heavily that it's now officially being decimated. I can officially declare this as being decimated by the Zircon, and it's clearly not going to recover from this. I mean, it's okay, now it has taken out something of value. I was just about to say, it's hitting a lot, but it's not taking out anything of value. But it's fine, it has finally taken out something of value. And I must say the engines are clearly something of value. Yeah, I mean, I remember the Andromeda Asari being better than that, but then again, that version of the Andromeda Asari didn't have the missiles set at the outermost wingtips, and that's A9 is just clearly going to finish it off. It didn't. But that bit of gunfire is going to. Yeah, it doesn't look that healthy. So that's the Andromeda Asari out of it. And if its carcass can land successfully into the water, then maybe the Zircon will come back for it. And for now, looks like it will be mainly targeting the Turian, which, I mean, it's apparently a pretty shit aircraft for trying to defend from incoming missiles. Well, it is the Zircon having decided that it should fire at the Turian, which is fair enough, as the Andromeda Asari has just died. It has just died. It's not even attempting. I think they collided with each other there. It's not even attempting. Did I note that's the correct ammo? But it wasn't. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh, that's yeah. That's you gone. Rip. And the Antwerpia's fine, and the Turian's fine. But the Asari is not. And the Zircon is not. So, a tie then. A 2-1 advantage for the Zircon HST IIN then. I mean, arguably, it could have probably easily won there. Had it had those extra bits of missiles, those extra bits of Hellfires. Because apparently those remaining Hellfires just smashed into each other, exploded themselves, and I don't even know what happened there. I have legitimately no idea what happened there. But yeah, today's episode of CFC has been a pain to record. Oh boy, I'm going to have myself some open force after this. I mean, I just have to. It's been an absolute fucking pain to record, and I mean the Turian it's not even defending itself well. Overall, it's just the most annoying matchups I've ever had, and that just has to be the title. It just has to be. It has to be the damn title. Perhaps I can get it to. Oh yeah, this is the Antwerpia. Perhaps I can get it to first the Blades land and then take off, and then it's not going to save any of those missiles. I mean, I'm doing everything for you here. I'm attempting to do a thing, but your aircraft clearly can't take off without sacrificing 4 Hellfires. Legitimately, this is actually the most annoying episode I've ever filmed. I can't even get over this. Well, at least they're separating fine today, this time. Oh my Jesus. Okay then. The probably final battle is started now. For both the Zircon. Yawning. And hoping that the Andromeda Asari can get off a missile and get this to dodge. I think it has launched a missile. And it's not locking on. My goodness. Oh no! Oh! My goodness! It wasn't locking on and it took that one right to the face. It has launched a 9 though. Will it take that 9 to the face? No, it won't. Oh, hi. It looks like it actually has a chance here. Oh, yes, it does, if that hits. It does hit. And it's fine. Somehow it's flying. It's a terrible mess, but it's fine. I'm suspecting that took out the assembly, the yaw assembly. I mean, okay, it took out an engine, but it probably also took out the yaw assembly. But I mean, this damaged Zircon, which has now lost its ability to fire its Hellfires, which it has equipped. It's yeah, it is not looking good for it, but I'm fairly impressed by the fact that it just took a straight missile hit to the face. It did just take that one. Oh my goodness, the Andromeda Asari is doing an attempt on getting damage in on the Antwerpia. It hasn't worked. But it tried. It tried. Come on, you gotta give it up for it. It's tried. Despite being out of control, being possibly dead. It tried. I'm wondering now how the Zircon will survive the Turian. how the Turian and the Zircon will battle each other. Doesn't look like the Turian is going to fire anything on the Zircon. Oh my goodness! The Adverbia has been smashed! It has been smashed by an apparently still viably healthy Andromeda Asari. I can't help but act surprised at that. It could be taking this one back, you know. It could be making it a 2-2 tiebreaker here. Simply because apparently the Zircon couldn't lock to the Andromeda Asari the first time. I mean, it did the second time, and then the Andromeda Asari got stopped on. But, I mean, the Adverbia is dead right there. The Turian has a very real chance at completely devastating the Zircon. Because the Zircon will be concentrating on trying to fire its Hellfires, and in the process the Turian will be completely able to devastate it with guns. If it does choose to actually use the guns, of course. It's an issue though. It's the choice. The Zircon here is really doubting what it should do. If it should attack the Andromeda Asari, or if it should attack the... I mean, can it not fire its guns now? It doesn't have the guns anymore, now does it? It's completely disarmed! This is a completely disarmed aircraft. I have just realized this is a completely disarmed aircraft, isn't it? Absolutely no Vulcans. I've legitimately disarmed this thing with one missile. Andromeda Asari is kind of fine. The Turian's kind of fine. But I have legitimately disarmed the Zircon. I'm taking that one. I'm very happy with that. Yeah, I'm very happy. I just... I thought, well, surely the Zircon will be able to take out the Asari, but no, it doesn't find its guns because it doesn't have any anymore. And it never fired its Hellfires because it doesn't have a targeting ball anymore. I mean, what I just witnessed makes up for that entire 30 minutes of struggling trying to get this battle to work. I'm thoroughly impressed by that. I mean, the Asari is dead. The Zircon is dead. And I mean, I am going to call it a 2-2 despite none of these aircraft having landed yet, because the Zircon has been disabled. And even if the Asari lands and completely destroys itself, the Zircon doesn't have any chance of taking out the Turian, and therefore it will eventually crash land into the water because it doesn't have any more fuel. So I'm just going to call it a 2-2 for the sake of not making this episode any longer than it is already. I have legitimately no idea how long this episode is because I spent like 10-15 minutes trying to make these aircraft work, and that's where the solution of sacrificing 4 of the Zircon's Hellfires came from. That's the only way I can make it work. I mean, I'm very sorry whoever's craft this is. I think it's an entry by Willius. I'm very sorry to be made, but this is the only way I can make this work. If you want a rematch, I'll be happy to do so. I'll try to adjust your boat to the point where Or just a Zircon to the point where I can make it reliably take off. I mean, you have every right to call a rematch. Honestly, you really do have every right to call a rematch. Yes. I mean, you can clearly see in at least one round it's being completely messed up by the fact that it didn't have those 4 hellfires, so it has to sacrifice every time. And I'm very sorry for the fact that I have to make it sacrifice those hellfires. I'm sure you planned on fire. You planned this aircraft on firing those. I tried to enable landing gear, but it couldn't. But I couldn't. I mean, it did take the same amount of damage, so for being able to engage landing gear in time. Andromeda Asari is throwing up splashed. Please don't do this to me again. Please don't do this to me again. Please do not make this battle any more difficult than it has been for me already. No! I briefly got a notification that KSP wasn't responding. Wow. Lucky there. That's probably going to lag a whole lot more then. Zircon. Deploy the Zircon. Neighbor radar. Deploy Asari. Neighbor radar. Get back landing gear on. Oh, damn it, it was too late. I enabled it too late and therefore it's showing up as splashed. I have no idea what it is. Perhaps it is actually the coupler that you're using. Perhaps it's the coupler that you're using. Yeah. Anyway, this episode has completely made me realize how shitty my rules have actually been this season. Nothing works! You have to get around a whole lot of things in order to make this work. Nothing works! You're messing with my content! I should have just spent more time on the rules here. Oops, sorry, it's very shitty of me for not doing that. Get this one up. Gear going. Yeah, just providing that boost. Helping 13 to the air. Honestly, I think this could be fine on the sled. This could. Anyway, let's get the final battle rolling, unless it results in a draw, in which case that's an issue. I didn't enable the radar yet. Oopsie oopsie. Your radar's enabled. Well, we've made it work. This is probably the final battle, unless it's a draw. We are making it work. Simply persistent. Don't tune out of the episode because I called my own rules shitty, please. I mean, missed episode yet, simply because of the emotion in my voice. Is it going to deploy? Yeah. And Asari deployed. And it's still locking. There it comes. And there it goes again. Steam just posted an announcement about BeamNG Drive. It hasn't completely disarmed it this time. But it does look like it's struggling a little bit there. Yeah. Yeah, it is struggling with itself a little bit there. And the Asari is in range of that Verbia. Asari not choosing to attack either, apparently. What's the Asari doing? The Asari is derping. The Asari is derping massively. I have no idea what's happening there. Lost his pilot. Did the pilot get sniped off? Okay, it lost its targeting ball again, so the Turian is going to have free reign on it. And if so, it's going to be a draw if the Turian manages to get a shot in and kill this. It has a bit now. Coming close. Coming close. Hasn't done anything now. I mean, if the Zircon gets gunned down here, obviously you have to rematch, and what the Asari, whatever the Asari did there is going to be completely irrelevant. But I mean, it's again the Zircon that just absorbed the missile straight into its face. I mean, the fact that it's able to do that, it's fairly epic. I'm impressed by that. Anyway, Zircon coming back in for the answer. So it doesn't have anything else that it can fire. Well, this actually has the targeting pod. The Hellfire just got shot off by the missile. Okay. Understanding 100. And there it goes. Yeah, there it goes. It's been gunned down. So, surprisingly, this one isn't going to end on a first to free because both got free. My goodness, guys. Can you be less competitive? I am actually very surprised, especially after that first round, that they're able to compete so closely. 3-3, I mean, just let that sink in. It's a fairly evenly matched aircraft. Especially because of the fact that I constantly have to make this one lose its Hellfire, so I'm very sorry for that. But I mean, that is fairly impressive. And I'm fairly sure that I'm not going to have time for Forza after this. That is that is not nice and very unstonks. What does this have to do with stonks, Hojoz? I have no idea. I have no idea. I just felt like bringing that up. Apparently it has something to do with stonks now. I have just determined that it has something to do with stonks. Okay, extra boost. That's which it doesn't really need. I feel friendly, so let's do it anyway. Wait, Churn is operated by the Kerbal, right? Yeah. Bit of an issue, to be honest. Bit of a dumb by myself. making that thing operated by Kerbal. Okay then, boys, here we go. Andromeda Asari has to pick a different turn. And it will be distancing itself again. There we go. What it is essentially doing now is it is drawing itself closer to the Antwerpia. That means that it's more susceptible to the AA fire by it. Fairly dumb, but I mean, it's how the competition works. Yeah, it is drawing itself closer to Antwerpia now, so it's gonna get gunned down by AA fire. Pretty much how it has itself to blame. Anyway, the Zircon turns and the Asari turns as well. A bit slowly, but it does turn. Looks like the Zircon is more dodging than anything else. Surely then the Andromeda Asari will get the advantage of locking, and it does lock. It is locking while the Zircon is focusing on deploying missiles. That missile didn't hit as close as I hoped, but it has damaged it, and it has damaged the entire side of the Zircon HST IIN. So it's not looking that good for it. And it doesn't look like it has the maneuverability that it once had, so that missile hit could very well be the concluder of this entire engagement, this entire tournament. Meanwhile, the Asari, the Asari is not choosing to engage because it has an AIM-9 and an AIM-120 that it wants to deploy on the Zircon. Alrighty then, buddy. Go ahead. Deploy them. It's out of range. Surely it can't lock on because it's out of range. Asari, what are you doing? It wants to lock at 120 or 9s. And it is not even trying to turn towards the Zircon. It is not climbing towards the Zircon, it's not trying to turn towards the Zircon. This is probably because the Asari is staying at its recommended attitude. Oh, the Asari is climbing. I have just seen, no, it's not climbing. Oh, finally that part of the winglet, of the Zircon has lost itself, but the fact that the Zircon is flying so high basically indicates that the Zircon has lost all control of itself and it's quite simply just a ballistic missile now. AKA it will crash into the ocean if the Andromeda Asari can't finish it. Back to AA we go. It is climbing. And it is going to try and engage the 120. But first of all, it has to make sure that the Zircon is in the range, the radar range of the 120, which it is just casually flying by now. It switched to the 9, but then again, it also has to make sure that it's in the range of that. Well, it is actually a 9 that is still on. It's actually both the 9s that are still on the Zircon. It might have a chance here, but actually no. And there comes the complete lack of maneuverability because of the wing loss on the Antwerpia, or the Zircon, sorry, completely hampering it and making sure that it can only go on its it can only resume its ballistic trajectory that it had earlier. The Andromeda Asari, assuming that the Zircon still has a chance, is probably not true. Team Willius here, if I am correct, it is Team Willius, really struggling because of that initial missile hit. It didn't come as close as I wanted or expected, but it came close enough. The Asari is completely ignoring the fact that it could probably try and eliminate the Antwerpia, or it's just struggling with the fact that it has 2 missiles on one side, which of course it has been known to struggle with. Yeah, it really is the Zircon struggling. It is really struggling. It is actually firing though. It is firing on the Asari. It will be absolutely legendary if it could be able to take it out itself without the support of its boat. And now, roughly now, it will be able to needing to turn. It's going to flatten out, and then the complete lack of all the surfaces that it needs is going to be apart again. Which it is doing right here, but simply because of the Andromeda Asari assuming that it has to dodge the Zircon. I mean, it does have to dodge the Antwerpia, but it has to dodge the Zircon. It is happening there. However, the Asari could have a go now. It is lined up at the rear of the Zircon. The Zircon, meanwhile, is firing at the Turian. He is firing missiles at the Turian, which probably won't be able to stop. So the Turian's pretty much dead, and there goes the Asari. It has finally realized that it can indeed attack the Zircon. Coincidentally, just after it had gone out of range of the Antwerpia's guns. The Turian, meanwhile, has taken a little bit of damage, but is still alive. But it's not alive because it doesn't have Kerbal, so we can take that out of the question. However, the Zircon is assuming that it is still very much alive. The Andromeda Asari decided to kill itself. And if it ends right now, as it does, it is, despite everything, the Zircon winning. Because the Andromeda Asari decided to kill itself. I didn't know what it was doing either. Probably struggling with the yaw on itself. Oh, this one still even has 1 health line. Cool. I mean, the Turian is never ever going to stop anything now. Now that it's, I mean, it's just a mess. It's been hit by one hellfire, and it's pretty much, that has pretty much been it. I would like to see these Zircons finishing it off, because I mean, you don't know. I think that was even a Procore spotted, so yeah, it is still very much functional. Stormboard to the Turian. However, it's not functional because it's not enabling its radar. And now all the defenses have gone. So, in this very close, very close fight, it is the Zircon that demonstrates that staying in the air while being extensively damaged is obviously way more important than, well, trying to win immediately. I don't know, mate. I mean, the Zircon is one that I don't really know how to describe this victory. I mean, how has this won? I mean, I would have asked the same if the Asari would have won this, but how has this won in this state? I mean, you could point to the zoom climbing and say that it has won like that. This is a very interesting case. However, it would have probably won with a larger margin if it had those additional hellfires. Anyway, with that very curious and very weird episode of the Cedara Fight Competition Season 5 done with, it's time to say goodbye to you, the viewer. And I most certainly do hope that after this horrendous episode of CFC Season 5, you will be returning for the next. Yes, I mean, it was really horrendous. Yeah, I hope you will join me for the next episode. Here is Bureaucratic with Boys Bob to round it off. To round, quite frankly, a very weird episode off.